Aren't they lovely? Who doesn't love fresh berry scones? So I've got some blueberries and some strawberries, and I'm going to make this recipe that I found online. I'll go ahead and put it up, the recipe, but I just wanted to share this with you because I've made this 3 or 4 times. It's pretty basic. I think some of the key elements is whole milk, sour cream, there's sugar, there's flour, there's butter, baking powder, and baking soda. And so basically that's it. And there's a little bit of lemon zest, so I'll pull that in when it's ready. I'm going to start the prep by, it says, oh, the butter is frozen, so I put it in the freezer last night because you're going to grate it, and when you grate it, it will be firmer, of course, if it's frozen. So that's what we're trying to do, because we'll mix it in to make the pastry. So the first thing it says, the recipe said, is to take two sticks and grate half of each of them so that you can hold on to the butter, and you know, it just makes it easy. You don't grate your fingers. And so you really just want 1 stick of butter. If you only have 1, we'll just do that. And that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so there are my 2 half sticks. And now this is the grated butter. And it's pretty firm, which is nice to not have to deal with a lot of grated squishy butter. And so the next thing I'm going to do is whisk together milk and sour cream, which would be a 1/2 cup of whole milk and a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Here we go. So the whisk I have is too big, but I'm just using a fork to do my whisking. And just getting the sour cream all dissolved in here. This is kind of fun. I like to watch it. It's really thick, creamy looking. Almost there. Oh, it's pretty lumpy. Not that it really matters again, because this is sour cream. It'll get smushed in later when we do the kneading. But that's kind of pretty looking now, because it has a little bit of air fluff here, like that. Very nice. I like it. Okay, so the next step is to take the flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and lemon zest all together in a large bowl. I have me here my metal bowl. I love these metal bowls, these stainless steel bowls. I have a few of them. Okay. So here I've put in the flour, 2 cups, 1/2 cup sugar, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, salt. I did 6 twists of this salt twister. The recipe called for a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, so called it a variation. And then I'm going to make a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest using this lemon that I happen to have. Okay, so our lemon zest is in there now, and to do that I used the small side of the grater because we want to kind of release the flavor and not have it be too concentrated. That's all whisked together, and now we get to the slightly messier part where I'm going to be mixing in the grated butter with my hand. Okay, so now I've put it in. I'm just going to do it with the fork first. Kind of save myself a little bit of icky. I don't particularly like the feel of the fat on my hands, but So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go to the kneading. Okay, so I am mashing all of this together and with my hands. And right now it's just the dry ingredients and the butter. So, and then we're going to add the whisked flour, whisked milk and sour cream. Now I don't usually buy whole milk, but I kind of learned that if the recipe calls for whole milk, they want it. So sometimes I'll try to vary off, or just don't want to go and buy whole milk so that I can use a cup in a recipe. But today we are mostly going by the recipe. At the end I'm going to do a slight variation, which will be to have, instead of just blueberries and strawberries, I'm going to add some blackberries too, because I happen to have some of those on hand. I just want to be able to call this triple berry scones. Okay, so this is kind of fun. So that's kind of all you need to do. And then it wants me to use a wooden spoon to do the mixing of the whisked milk and sour cream. And I'm not sure exactly why a wooden spoon. I guess I'll have to look that up and see why people suggest that. But there we go. It's looking pretty good. I'm just going to mix this and put the camera down so that I can do this properly. So here we are. We've got our strawberries and our blueberries and it was 5 blackberries in the bottom. Sure wish I had some raspberries to put in. Ooh, that would be 4 berry scones. That would be awesome. We'll have to do that again. So there are the berries, and I put the cut up the blackberries because there were only 3 or 4 of them. I think it was 5, but who's counting? And I wanted to have a better chance of having blackberries in, more of the scones. So, and now we have taken the cold pastry out of the fridge. It's not cold, it's more like cool. And I think it just makes the handling different. That's why they want you to do that. But now I'm going to basically flatten it out again. Sorry, I was rereading the instructions. So now I'm going to make it all flat, add the berries, roll it up, pat it down, and cut it. But I will come back and show you some of this as it's going along. Oh my goodness, this is the most rectangular it has ever looked. So now we're going to add the berries. So much fun. Oh, there's 425 on the oven. So as soon as we're done with this, we can pop it in. It suggests that you could also freeze it. I personally don't like how that came out, because I did that one time, and I'm just all for making it, baking it, eating it. Alright, let's keep moving on this. Right, almost there. So here it is all laid out, flat. I'm going to roll it up, flatten it out, and then we'll cut it. Yum yum. Okay, rolled up into a log. I'm going to smash it and cut it. Smashed out and ready to be cut. This actually is the cleanest it's ever looked. Usually it's a little lumpier. Let's see how this comes out after I cut it. One of the things I did learn is that if you cut it too big after it rises, it's going to be an enormous scone. You really don't want to do that. So I'm going to cut small triangles. So this one, I ended up getting 10 scones out of it, and this one is a little mousy, so 11 and a half. So I'm going to separate them now. Okay, so here they are separated, and I've melted the butter, because now I'm going to brush the top with butter so that it'll brown nicely. I'm just imagining that's why it is, but it should do. And the butter is on. And also I've stuck some sugar here in the middle because then we'll dip the brush in the sugar and brush the tops so that we get a little bit of sugar. Thinking that would be the way to do it. I think I could have just sprinkled the sugar on, but oh well, it's all good. There we go, nice. That's what I was saying. I think that works. I wonder, is it still solid or is it all melting in? Good question. I think it's still solid. Ooh, yum, 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 yum. Okay, nice. Now the baking is 425 degrees, 18 to 20 minutes. Let's see how that comes out. Mental note, cut them even smaller. They're enormous. Some of them are in a nice tiny size, but these are huge. But that's it. Aren't they lovely?